second time in a row. How's that feel?
Oh, it's a great honor for Doug. Even better that he was able to do it as part of a team that won the conference championship. So, sometimes in sports, the hardest thing to do is what you're supposed to do. And in our case, with our team, being expected to win the championship and finding a way to do it, and Doug being named preseason player of the year and finding a way to do that as well is a feather in his cap.
To make it more special with those preseason honors and all the target on his back, so to speak?
I just think it's harder to do. It's harder to do when everybody's shooting for you. You got a big X on your back. You're going to see everybody's best defensively. I just think that makes it more difficult to accomplish. And probably makes the award a little more special.
Greg, one vote, so it wasn't unanimous. Were you surprised it was unanimous?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's media members. I mean, come on.
It's coaches too. Come on. Let's pass the blame around.
Who's asking the questions?
Obviously, Ethan, written out, him over here. How nice is that?
It's great, and Ethan is very deserving. It's one thing to do what he does for us. It's another thing to accept and embrace the role that we've actually asked him to play. And I can't remember one time in the time that I've coached Ethan that he's questioned anything. He's trying to find a way to impact this team, and obviously he impacted our team in a huge way on Saturday afternoon.
He had gone through some soul searching after that Wichita game. What did you talk to him about? Because he really, he ended the season on a huge note. Did you talk about how he kind of struggled and then came back?
Well, it's, with a shooter, you have to have a next shot mentality. You have to have a very short memory, and I think there are times where Ethan gets into thinking too much about a shot, just not going out and shooting the basketball. So, if anything, we've tried to unclutter his mind and just go play, just go do what you can do, get your feet set, and knock down shots. And he did that in a huge way for us Saturday. And he's a big reason why we've been as successful as we've been.
Your teams have won a lot of games since you've been here. Going back to St. Louis, the opportunity to win back-to-back championships. What does that possibility mean to you?
Well, it would be incredible. Number one, it guarantees you a spot in the NCAA tournament, probably as a seed along the way. So, not many teams get a chance to go back-to-back because you got to win the first one to have a chance to repeat. So, we're excited about going back down there. We know we're going to have a great following. That makes it nice.
Talk about 3 games in 3 days. How difficult is that, and how much does depth mean when you get into the tournament like that?
Well, depth is certainly important. And we're not quite as deep a team as we were a year ago. But I would like to think that that'll be canceled out by the fact that we've got a lot of guys that have been in that situation before and have won 3 games in 3 days and understand what it takes to do that. So we just have to be careful with what we do in our preparation. We need to go hard, but not very long. And when we get to St. Louis, we got to keep the guys off their feet as much as we can.
Coaches say this time of year that anything can happen when they get to the conference tournament. Based on the way the league's been told, do those words ring a little more true?
I don't think they've ever been more true than they are this year. Somebody told me that six wins by Southern Illinois was the most wins by a last-place team in 20-some years. So I just think that speaks to the balance in our league and to the fact that a team that wasn't expected to do well at all in our league had one of the best Februarys of anybody in the conference. And certainly that's a credit to Coach Hinson and his staff for the job that they've done. Anything could happen in St. Louis. I think that's been the case every year, but it's certainly more true this year than probably at any time, at least in recent history.
Can you talk about the 5,000 Creighton fans that are going down to this and what that will mean to have that kind of atmosphere, plus the send-off they give you at the hotel every day?
Several of the guys made mention of it on Saturday, that even though we played our last game in the CenturyLink Center, that really wasn't our last home game because it's going to feel like home games this weekend in St. Louis. And that's awesome that our guys feel that way, and it's incredible that we have that many fans that come down to support us. And the send-off we get, there's nothing like it. I'd be surprised. You'd have to search far and wide to have a team that has that kind of send-off for their conference tournament. It's a special thing that we have at Creighton. It's something I know our guys truly enjoy.
Well, you cut down the nuts last year. Obviously, you know that feeling? How much more motivated is that to get that feeling back again?
Well, that's where it all starts. Our guys are going down there with a focus on what needs to happen for us to be successful. That'll start with our 3 days of practice this week. We've been a little sharper the last couple of games, and a little bit closer to being our old selves again, and we need to try to bottle that up and make sure when we leave the practice floor Thursday morning after our last preparation that we're feeling confident and ready to go.
Are y'all peaking at the right time, you feel?
I would say so. We scored 80-some and 90-some in the last 2 games, so offensively I think we're back hitting our stride. We did some good things defensively against Wichita. They had some shots that we were okay with them taking. We were able to battle on the backboards, which is something that needed to happen for us to have a chance to win that game.
For you personally, Coach of the Year is one of those days. It's not something you think about, but Doug winning Player of the Year and you potentially having a shot at winning Coach of the Year, how special could that be for a father and son to accomplish in a season?
Really makes no difference. I'd rather be the coach of the team that won the league than the coach of the year anytime. So the fact that he was the Player of the Year on the team that won the conference that I coached, that's plenty.